Hello, brothers and sisters. I just wanted to bring you a video of a cab ride I did. Their name and number is anonymous. So I picked them up from Dove Lane, and it connects to their testimony, which they told me, and I'm going to provide you. Also, earlier today, I went into a store and I saw a social distancing picture of a giraffe, which connects to my previous video of giraffe and the guessing what the meat was in my prophetic banquet dream of the kebabs being skewered, and in the UK, people giving incentives to get the jab for a kebab and pizza and coffee and other things. But here's the testimony video, and I hope this gets to people who they need to see it. And everything got really muffled and quiet, like there was cotton in the air, and all of a sudden we hear human footsteps on the ceiling going creak, 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 goes around my head. He's looking, so I know it's real, and walks to the other corner of the ceiling. We were just frozen there, like, what the heck is this? All of a sudden, the lights flicker, the computer turns off, a broom flies off the side of the wall, and we hear a high-pitched screech, like a nah! So we book it out of there, come back with flashlights. We're looking, there's no attic, no ladder, no anything, or anyone could get up on top, and I was like, what the heck? He said, oh yeah, I was playing with a Ouija board summoning animal spirits. I was like, what?
Never fuck with a Ouija board.
Right. And so later on, I was agnostic because of that, and I was starting to get into atheism, and I was like, all right, if I'm going to prove a religion wrong, I got to read the book. So I read it. It starts with Matthew and Jesus' story. I read the entire story of Jesus. That night I have a dream of him picking me up and exorcising the demons out of me. I go back to read the Bible because I hadn't finished it. It started with Genesis, not Matthew. I couldn't see it before then.
Wow.
And so I read the entire thing. That night, I get a dream of a girl in a hospital robe. I was told OHSU, and then I was shown a birthmark on a shoulder. I was told to tell her that everything's going to be okay. The next day, that girl got into my cab. We're driving. She said she was afraid of other drivers. And gang members, she flicked her lights at them because their lights were off. They drove her off the road. Her car flipped 3 times. She went up to OHSU with a collapsed lung, just like I was shown in my dream.
Wow.
So I'm like, you're not going to believe this, but I got back into the Bible. I had a vision of a girl with a birthmark on the shoulder from the hospital. Do you have a birthmark? And she's like, how did you know?
Oh, that's a fucking trip, man.
And I caught it on camera.
That's awesome.
As proof. And so 8 days later, I was talking to my father about it. And he said, that's funny because the movie The End of Days with Arnold Schwarzenegger was playing. A girl with the mark, Antichrist,
right,
and the church is trying to kill her to keep it from happening.
Right.
Well, I also found out that when she got out of the hospital with a brand new car, a church lady rammed into her car on purpose and started screaming, she's Antichrist, she needs to die. And so I thought, wait, so is there anything else you're not telling me? And 8 days later, it turns out her best friend passed away. So God told me to tell her everything was going to be okay. It was almost like he was consoling her. And so I found out later that her mom was playing with Ouija when she was in the womb.
Oh, shit.
And her husband and her kids have been haunted by demons ever since she was a kid. And 3 knocks on a door, on a window, no one there. And so she caught on nanny cam a demon descending on her kid.
I don't want to see it. Listen, demons have been chasing me around for years, and furthermore, you don't ever fuck with a Ouija board, ever.
Right.
Ever.
Yep.
You let that. You leave the door open.
Now let me tell you, you don't have to be worried about it or even seeing it, because if you
don't tell
believe
me
in
that,
Jesus,
man. I got fucking. Jesus is my homeboy.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm aware of the afterlife. Big time.
A lot of people are afraid of demons, but he tells me to tell people, don't be afraid.
Demons can't really do much to you except drive you crazy enough to hurt yourself.
Right.
You know.
And so
I've been dealing with them all my life.
Her husband leaves the room. Kid in crib here and here. He descends on her kid.
Oh, wow.
So later on I found out that there is a girl in Brazil, and they were praying for her. Her left leg is shorter than her right leg.
All right.
They pray, and it just extends right there. Her knee and her heel goes to the same length. And if you speed it up, You can see it a lot better.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. And ever since then, I've been getting visions about people I'm about to meet 1 to 3 days before I meet them. The other day, I had a vision of Mickey Mouse. I was Mickey Mouse, and I was flying around. I went into a Walmart, and then I saw grapes. The next day, I saw Mickey Mouse on a diaper box, and I saw grapes as I was walking out. I went out, and I started driving my cab, and a girl got in. Her kid had a Mickey Mouse shirt on, and they were going to the airport. It was just like Mickey Mouse flying on. It came true.
If you stay aware of shit, here's my story real quick. I have a affliction, and it's rocks. Sounds funny. I won't go into it, but the thing is I have my theories about rocks in history, and I see shit and all this stuff. And my brother and I were super tight. He's just okay, yeah, rocks, okay, yeah, that's neat. You know, you put up with it. And hey, look at this one. Now I have an extent. I'm published 4 times in a national magazine because of my shit. I got extensive paleo, and now I'm in the Neanderthal collection, which is good money. And anyway, so my brother passes away suddenly. I'm tripping hard. It's 11 o'clock in the afternoon. He's been dead for 3 days or 3 hours. My son is calling me every half an hour. My son's the one that called me early in the morning and told me that he passed away during an operation. He's popped a vessel in the back of his head. Suddenly, it just shocked everybody. Anyway, so I'm in my art studio and I'm looking out. I'm listening to our song for the 50th time. I'm just reeling, right? And I see this rock out in front of my studio, and I'm like, what the? That rock ain't there before. I know every rock. I go out there and it looks like kind of like a pear-shaped rock. I get up to it about 5 feet away, and all of a sudden, the thing goes, whoop. And oh shit, it ain't a rock. It's a little fucking dove. Stood up, stands up. I'm like, oh shit, I'm blind as hell. I'm sorry, little dover. You fall out of the tree or something? And I'm looking around and I look at the dove again, and it's not a little dove. It's a beat the fuck up dove. Well, right that moment, he's looking at me, the one eye, and he takes a wing and goes over. Doves does this thing during springtime to get their girls. You know, they do this wing thing. Mm-hmm. But what this thing did was took his wing along with his back tail and made a perfect. You know how magicians will take a deck of cards and it's perfect like a fan, fan shape. It was just like that. Instantaneously, I knew it was my brother. I'm cutting this short, but I'm leaving a lot out. But I'm just like, fucking Andy, oh my God. I turn around and see if anybody's there, if anybody's around to see this, and turn around, he's gone. Well, that one moment was good enough for me, man. I called my son. I said, son, no more worrying. Uncle Andy's all right. He just checked in. He's all, Dad? I said, shut up and listen to what I'm going to say. Mm-hmm. He was just here. I started telling him the story, and his phone shuffled a little bit. I'm all, hey, are you listening? So, yeah, Dad, go ahead. I tell him a couple more words and shit. You hear him shuffling around. Anyway, at the end of it, when it went like that, his phone really. So I'm trying to tell you. He goes, Dad. He's all teary voiced. He goes, Dad, you're not going to believe this. He goes, I'm out here selling cars. It's 100 degrees, out in the middle of the parking lot, 12 noon. And as soon as you started telling me that story, the back of my neck started tickling. So I reached back there to scratch, see what was back there, and nothing was back there. And again, a couple more times while you tell him. It just kept on tickling me. Well, at the end of it, when you told me about the wing thing, the fan, when he waved at you, I reached back there and pulled off a big, huge moth. And we both started crying like a motherfucker. Well, the significance to this is, Zach was Andy's favorite nephew. And anytime since Zach was a little tiny baby, Andy would come in there, if they were having a party, a barbecue or something, Andy'd sneak in, hey, where's Zach? Oh, he's out there, okay. Always, what he'd do is he'd go in behind him and tickle the back of his neck. All the way till he was 27, till Zach said, Uncle, you can't do that no more. I'm not a kid no more. Because he used to flip him out, you know. Right. Oh, God, it's a bug. Yeah. You know, it was an uncle-nephew thing. Huh. See that little connection thing? Some people I tell the story to and they fucking teared up. Some people go, oh, I don't get it. But hopefully you do. Oh, definitely. There's a connection. He got my attention with the stones, with the rocks, and then he got me to verify it with the back of his neck, you know. Yeah. So Zach said he pulled a moth off the size of his fist.
Right. Now, I have a couple more things I'm going to tell you after hearing that. So, I need to, right here, one sec. I got something for you.
I got to get going pretty quick here, buddy.
888 represents Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
And...
Are you trying to help me out with Jesus?
Right here.
Brother, my great-grandfather's a Southern Baptist minister. Opened 47 churches.
A rock in the shape of a heart.
Oh, thank you. Mm-hmm. Can I have that?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's bitchin'.
I believe it was meant for you.
That's really bitchin'. Thank you, brother.
Yeah. Michael.
Michael?
Mm-hmm.
What was it on the fucking...
I go by my surname.
Oh, okay,
on
okay.
Lyft.
Michael, God bless you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
You as well. God bless.
You're the man. I appreciate you.
Oh, by the way, the moth symbolizes destruction, but also they can also representing a new beginning. I also had a dream of a cop coming and someone getting stabbed in the back, and it's the cop came in and he said, "I'm going to sever you by your neck." That just came to me after you said about the neck. So it all connects, and I picked you up at Dove Lane.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. God bless you.
God bless you, buddy.
Oh, also, I had another dream. Oh, I got to show you my YouTube channel. Jesus told me, "Meet me in heaven for a cup of coffee." And you have a cup of coffee. Also, people are giving people incentives for getting the jab in the arm. They're telling them, "I'll give you a free cup of coffee. I'll give you a free pizza. I'll give you a free cab ride." And so it all connects.
It almost killed me. I went and got it 4 days later. I was in the ICU with pneumonia.
Let me tell you, it has something in there called graphene oxide, and it's what the enemy is using to go through the nervous system. It works, and if you
shoot me that.
Yeah. If you didn't know about it, just pray to Jesus, and He'll take it out of you.
Okay, brother.
There's still time.
Thank you.
Surprise! I have another revelation. Today, I went into a place where the zebra print thing was, and I asked for the bathroom code. They said 19888. 888 represents Jesus, and here's what 19 represents. The number 19 in prophecy, the Israelite tribe of Naphtali received 19 cities for their villages as a part of their inheritance of the Promised Land. Their gift from the land from God was the northernmost part of what would become Israel. It encompassed the entire western section of the Sea of Galilee. Isaiah prophesied that the land of Naphtali and Zebulun would someday be a shining beacon in their lands. This prophecy, only the book of Matthew records as being fulfilled, came true during the life of Jesus. Matthew states, "The people who are sitting in the darkness have seen a great light, and to those who are sitting in the realm of the shadow of death, light has sprung up." Matthew 4:16. The fulfillment of the prophecy related to 19 occurred when Christ, who had lived in Nazareth all his life, moved at the age of 30 in the Galilean city of Capernaum. Once in the city, he started his ministry and began to preach the gospel. Additional info on 19. The Hebrew calendar is a biblical method for determining God's 7 annual feast days should be kept. It was a calendar that Jesus, the apostles, and the early church considered authoritative concerning when to keep such celebration as Passover, Pentecost, Feasts of Trumpets. The Hebrew civil calendar doesn't go by God's messianic calendar, as they do not go by the first new moon after the spring equinox, and so they add leap years, and it's based on a 19-year time cycle. So they add a leap month or an additional month, making 13 months in total, every 3, 6, 8, 11, 14, 17, and 19 years. And such leap periods are necessary. Not necessary when it comes to God's messianic calendar, but the way they do it with the civil calendar in order to keep their holy days in sync, which we already know is false. So the total number of God's annual feast days is, get this, 19. These commanded yearly celebrations are the Passover, unleavened bread, 7, Pentecost 1, Day of Trumpets 1, Day of Atonement 1, Feast of Tabernacles 7, and the last great day, which is 19. Feast days. Psalm number 19, written by King David, declares that the heavens and everything else humans see is a living testament to the existence and glory and power of God. The Apostle Paul reiterates this fact in verse 19 of Romans 1 when he writes, "Because that which may be known of God is manifest among them, for God has manifested it to them." All right, amen, and God bless, and take care, you guys.